Hello everyone, welcome to Odia 24/7. My name is Sandeep Samal and here we are connected for the FSSAI classes, and today is day 6 and we are going to study about the overview and processes that are seen in case of enforcement of different standards and the laboratory ecosystem. Okay, so let's start the class, and before starting the class, let me inform you that the English batches are starting from today at 1 p.m. right? So I think it is the first class is at 1 p.m. Okay, it will start with the FSSAI classes, and then your next class is at 2 to 3 p.m. for the food science, and again at 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. for food science. Okay, so we'll be having 2 food science classes and 1 FSSAI classes for the CFSO and TO batch, and only 1 FSSAI classes for the FSSAI batch. Okay, so guys, if you are planning to enroll in the batches, then go ahead, enroll in the batch, and let's meet at 1 p.m. in the live batch. Okay, so let's start our YouTube session for today. So today's session is the day 6 FSSAI Recruitment 2021. Okay, so and we are going to study about the enforcement and laboratory ecosystem, the systems and processes that are involved in the enforcement of the standards and the laboratory ecosystem. Okay, so as you can see, the enforcement of the FSS Act, the FSS standards that are prepared or that are drafted or that are notified, not the drafted ones, the notified ones are enforced in such a system. Okay, so FSSAI enforcement system consists of the chief executive officer, who is the head of each and every operations that is being executed in the FSSAI organization. Okay, so the chief executive officer here administers 2 entities. One is the state or union territory government, and other one is the central licensing authority. So the main activity or the main function of the central licensing authority is to provide licenses, to issue licenses, as well as cancel the licenses of food business operators. Okay, so let's discuss about the state and union territory government first. So in case of state and union territory government, we have the registration authority and the licensing authority. Okay, so now see, you can see that here there are 2 licensing authorities. So one is the central licensing authority, and the other one is the state licensing authority. Okay, so talking about the registration and licensing authority, here there are 2 different entities. Okay, so what are the work of both of these authorities? Let's talk about the registration authority first. So in case of registration authority, the work they do is they register the different food business operators or people, those who are involved in the food business. Okay, now these registration is carried out by the city municipal corporations. Okay, for each and every city there is a municipal corporations, the municipality office, and the town panchayat or the gram panchayat. Okay, so these are the people involved with the registration process. Okay, so talking about the licensing process, okay, who are involved? The designated officer licensing authority, DO, and ultimately the food safety officer. Now these 2 people are involved here for the licensing work. Okay, so what they do is they can provide the license, okay, they can sanction the license, whereas they can also cancel the license. Clear? Next, let's talk about the central licensing authority. What do they do? Okay, what do the central licensing authority does here? FSSAI headquarters also provides the license to the food business operators. Now a person living in Karnataka or Kerala will always opt for the state license, to go to the state licensing authority. Okay, they won't approach the central licensing authority, right? Now who wants to travel 2000 kilometers? Right now you don't have to travel 2000 kilometers also, everything is online, but people, what they do is they like to converse in their own language, local language. They want to understand these things and then only apply for the license. So obviously the FSSAI licensing authority there will converse in their local language, and they will help them to understand each and every regulation. Okay, then we have the zonal directors and other directors who are involved in the inspection of and monitoring of the different procedures and different activities that are carried out under the FSSAI, as well as the activities of the food business operators. Okay, that are they complying to the food business FSS standards or not? And let's move to the next slide. So what we have here is, while standards help to set the benchmarks that need to be met, it is imperative to have robust institutional frameworks and systems to ensure compliance to the standards and regulations. Now what does this mean? This means that let me give you a simple example here. Okay, so I would say that, for example, we have different laws, right? So we can compare the laws to the standards. Now laws are set as a benchmark that you should not do something wrong. For example, you should not steal, you should not rob, you should not create a nuisance for different people. Okay, now this is the law. But who are the people who are involved in enforcing this law? The people who are involved are, for example, police officers, the police department. Similarly, standards are set to understand that yes, while preparing the food, we have to take care of certain limits, certain things. For example, if a food additive is being added in a certain food operation, in a certain cooking process or something, then it has a limit that how much additive should be added, right? Now this is the thing why standards are set, so that people should know that what kind of food are we preparing, and while preparing that food, what kind of things should we add and how much should we add. And there are so many standards. I am just giving you an example, but there are so many things that are involved in these standards. Okay, so it is imperative to have robust institutional frameworks. That means there should be a department which helps to enforce in the enforcement of these laws. Okay, so what is that? Yeah, to ensure the compliance to the standards and regulations, that these standards and regulations are being followed. Hi Nitin, welcome to the session. Next, states, union territory governments have appointed commissioners of food safety. Now we'll also talk about the functions of the food safety commissioners in the upcoming classes, where we will discuss the roles of the states and union territories. States and union territory consists of commissioners of food safety, adjudicating officer, designated officer, CFSO, and the food analysts. Okay. So the states and union territory governments have appointed commissioners of food safety and food safety officers for their respective jurisdictions to perform various functions mandated under the Act. Now these two people are really important here, because the commissioner of food safety is like the leader of each and every activity. He or she is the authority here, and the food safety officers work at the ground level, or you can say that they go to the different food business operators, they check that if they are performing their work or not. So obviously the work that the food safety officer is doing here is also important. Clear, guys? Now hi Ave, welcome to the session. Next, all food businesses in India across the food value chain are required to be licensed or registered under the provisions of the FSS Act 2006. Okay, see, even a small street vendor needs to have a FSSAI license. Okay, this is the rule. Now how many of them are following, that's a different thing, but yes, according to the rule, a small street vendor should also have a FSSAI license. Clear? Next, FSSAI has created an online system for food licensing and registration. Okay, FLRS, food licensing and registration system, and all states, this is an online system where the food business operator can apply for the FSSAI license. Okay, I am also searching. FLRS, and all states or UTs are issuing food license or registration through online mode. Clear? Next. Now talking about FLRS, the food licensing and registration system, it is an online system launched by FSSAI to facilitate FBO in India. Okay, to apply for license or registration certificate. Okay, so this is the main, because without these, starting a food business, okay, is a pretty difficult process. Okay, next, and can track their application during the course of processing. So whatever is going on with their application can also be tracked through the FLRS. Next, all the manufacturers, traders, restaurants who are involved in food business must obtain a 14-digit registration or a license number, which must be printed on food packages as well as displayed on the prominent place. Okay, so all of these manufacturers, traders, restaurants who are involved in food business must obtain a 14-digit registration or license number. Clear, guys? Next, you must have seen on different food products at the back of the wrapper or the packet, you will find the FSSAI logo with a LIC number, that is the license number. A large-scale IT platform for food safety compliance through regular inspections and sampling, that is FSSAI, is being put in place. Now we'll also discuss about FSSAI in the upcoming classes. Okay, so FSSAI is a web-based real-time inspection platform. Okay, what it is? It is an inspection platform for the food safety officers. It is not for the consumers, it is not for the FBOs, rather it is for the food safety officers. The system uses a nationwide IT platform to bring together all key stakeholders, namely the food businesses, food safety officers, designated officers, state food safety commissioners. Okay, so these are all the entities involved in this platform. Okay, so that such inspection and sampling is done by maintaining a high level of integrity or of the process, and the process itself is effectively monitored. Now when so many people are involved and they keep track of all the things that is happening, then obviously the analysis or the processing that is done here will be of a high level. Okay, next. The manual for food safety officers have been prepared as a guidance document for food safety officers to be used while performing their duties for ensuring regulatory compliance of the Food Safety and Standards Act 2006 and rules and regulations made thereunder. Okay, so there is a manual. It's also available on the FSSAI website that for the food safety officers, which has a proper guidance that how the food safety officers should work, how should they proceed, what should be their approach, how are they going to collect the sample, on what basis should they collect the sample, and what are the different documents that are involved in this process. Next we have is the food testing. Okay, so laboratory is important. Okay, a laboratory ecosystem is important because obviously we are testing the food, we are analyzing the food. So for any kind of analysis or testing, we do know that we need a laboratory. So here also a food safety laboratory is required, and hence the food safety laboratory ecosystem comes into play. Okay, next, as an essential part of the food safety ecosystem, the authority has created a network of, note this down, this is the latest data, it is also available on the FSSAI website, and I have also mentioned the date on which it was released. So don't get confused over the internet. On the internet there are so many, I'm getting confused sometimes with my English. Okay, so on if you search on the internet or if you Google the same thing, then you will get so many data. Someone is saying there is 172, someone is saying there is 200 laboratories. Now these are old data. Okay, so here I have provided you with the new data that has been released on 14th of October 2021. Okay, so no, it will also be asked in the Hindi. People who want to study all of these things in Hindi, go to Agriculture Adda 24/7, subscribe the channel Agriculture Adda 24/7. There you will find all the classes, all the batches, each and everything in Hindi and English both. But right now this class is conducted only in English. In the exam the questions will be asked both in English and Hindi, so don't get confused. This is for those people who don't understand Hindi, for those people who are not fluent with Hindi. Okay, so if you want Hindi sessions, then go ahead, search Agriculture Adda 24/7. You will find all the classes. I think today is the 26th day of the class. Okay, so please go and check. Yeah, so there are 233 laboratories in total, 142 accredited primary food testing laboratories, though these are the NABL accredited laboratories, 72 state food testing laboratories, and 19 referral laboratories. Okay, and this is the updated data, guys. Please keep this in mind. Next. Section 43 of FSS Act 2006 provides that the Food Authority may notify food laboratories and research institutions accredited by the NABL. What is NABL? National Accreditation Board for Testing and Calibration Laboratories. Okay, it is a board, or it is an authority which provides accreditation to the laboratories. It is a kind of recognition. Okay. Next, or any other accreditation agency for the purposes of carrying out analysis of samples by the food analysts under this act. Okay. Next, in order to strengthen and develop a robust food testing laboratory network in the country, FSSAI has formulated a scheme that is known as the SOFTEL. Okay, what is it? It is known as the SOFTEL. Now, what is the full form of SOFTEL here? It is the strengthening of food testing laboratories. It is a website where all the data are stored. Each and every data is available on this website. Okay. Softel in the country, the scheme consists of a bouquet of 6 initiatives. So there are in total there are 6 initiatives involved in Softel. Let's check this out. Strengthen state food testing laboratories, strengthen referral food testing laboratories, capacity building of food testing personnel through trainings. There are so many training procedures, and you have the topic also training and capacity building. We will discuss about that. Next, develop food testing culture in schools, colleges. Incentivize states to use facilities available in FSSAI notified private labs. Okay, so these are 5, and the 6th one is support mobile food labs. Now these are the 6 initiatives that have been included under the Softel initiative, or so Softel bouquet. Okay, next. Now here you can see this is the website of Softel Info Bank. If you open this website, if you search for this, you can get a website like this where all the data, each and everything is available. Okay, you can go to the downloads, you can download all the acts, provisions, everything related to FSSAI. Next we have Infolnet. Now what is Infolnet? It is nothing but a track and trace website, okay, or you can say a track and trace network. Okay, now what happens here? Infolnet is primarily a track and trace national lab network. Okay, so it is a network of laboratories, or network for the laboratories, which targets all aspects and details of samples allocated to the labs. For example, what kind of samples have been allocated to the labs, and integrate process of sample testing at different stages. Okay, so at different stages, how the sample is tested, how it should be collected, how it should the sample should pass from one stage to another, or from one person to another. Each and everything has been mentioned here. And as a food business operator, as a FSO, as a food safety officer, you can track all of these activities on this website, so that the sample can be tracked at each step, and finally lab enters the test result. IT is IT. Now what is IT here? IT is an array. This is not IT, this is it. Okay, so I also got confused that what is IT. Okay, IT is an IT based it is an IT based system for lab management. So if you are asked in the exam that which of the following is an IT based system for lab management, then obviously the answer is Infolnet. Okay, since the collection of sample by FSO till test report is generated by the food analyst, and linking of this major base lab management module with other micro modules like food licensing and registration system, FLRS, food imports clearance system, FICS. Okay, now these are different networks here. Okay, different systems here. Okay, all the food labs would get connected through Infolnet by LIMS. Now what is the full form of LIMS? Kindly remember all these full forms: Laboratory Information Management System. This is LIMS. Okay, next. Okay, a central sector scheme for strengthening of food testing system in the country, including provision of mobile food testing lab. Now this is also a scheme that was introduced by the Ministry of the Health and Family Welfare in the year 2016, that is either 31st of August 2016. Okay, and it was implemented by the FSSAI from a period of 1617 to 1819 in order to strengthen the food testing system in the country. Okay, next. So whenever you will open the Infolnet website, you will get something like this. Okay, so as a consumer you cannot do anything here, but yeah, as a lab or as a training institute, okay, you can log in, and obviously I don't think there is someone here who can actually log into this website. So yeah, this is the interface of Infolnet. Okay, so this marks the end of this class or end of this session. Okay, not the end of the series. Okay, so here we have the English batches, guys. Okay, these are starting from today 1 p.m. So if you are planning to enroll in the batches, or it has already started for some people, okay, so go ahead and purchase the batch or get enrolled in the batch. Remember the code, it's Y291. You will get maximum discount in this code. Okay, now we have the CFSO and TO batches also. Okay, and the price of both these batches are for assistant, personal assistant and junior grade assistant is 2069, and for CFSO and TO it is 2989, guys. Okay, you also have the agriculture Mahapack here, where all of the Vikas, the application form is already over. Okay, so obviously any graduate can apply for these posts for assistant. There are a lot of degrees which are eligible for this post, but the application date is already over. Okay. Agriculture Mahapack, live classes, video courses, test series, ebooks for all agriculture exams. So it's a 12-month validity. So exams that are included here are FSSAI, IBPS Agriculture Field Officer, Haryana Agriculture Development Officer. Right now these 3 batches are included here, and if you'll just sum up the price of all the 3 batches here, then it will be more than the price that at which you are getting this agriculture Mahapack. And upcoming all the agriculture exams will also be included in this particular Mahapack. Okay guys, so these are the ebooks here. Okay, you can find all of this on the Adda 24/7 website. I'll also show the website once. Okay, and the mock tests or the series. Okay, so the code is Y291 for anything that you are purchasing on the Adda 24/7 app. Okay, so let me just show you the website. So you can go to adda247.com. So as soon as you go to adda247.com here, you need if you are buying the English batch, okay, we are talking about the English batch here, go to all courses, select your state exams, choose your state. Okay, so I am choosing here Kerala state exams. Okay, so see, in Kerala state exams you can use any of these options: FSSAI, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Maharashtra, Odisha, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal. Okay, you can choose any. For example, if I choose this option, here I get all the batches. You get agriculture Mahapack, you get assistant, CFSO and TO. Okay, you can choose any of these batches. The class is from 1 PM to 2 PM for only FSSAI, and other classes are from 1 PM to 2 PM. 2 to 3 PM Umme ma'am, and 4:30 to 6:30 PM Varsha ma'am will take your classes. Okay, next. Your food technologist, great Vikash, but have you applied for this job? Are you applying? Okay, so you asked about the eligibility, so the application form has already ended. Okay, so and you can also find each and everything. For example, if you'll just tap on FSSAI exam here, okay, and for here I'll go to banking. Wait, I'll go to the home. Yeah. Where is it? Yeah, here it is, FSSAI. Here you'll get all the batches and also the test series and ebooks. Okay, you can also avail all of this. Okay, and here are the batches. The English batches are present here, the bilingual batches are present here. I think all the batches are present here also. Let me check once. View all. We have the new batches starting from 2nd December for bilingual students, not for English batch. These English batches are also present here, and the old batches that were started on 1st of November. Okay, for example, if I'll tell about assistant, okay, these are the batches that were started on 1st of November. These are bilingual batches. These are not English batches. So if you want to purchase these batches, you have a let me show you. Usually you get 77% off, but here you are getting 80% off. See, all the course, this will provide you at 2,999. Okay, no, you are not getting 80% off here. You can use this code flash 2,999. You will get at 2,999. Clear, guys? Okay. I think, yeah, we'll just wait a minute. I think you have an offer here. I'm not sure. Let me just check once. Y291S. Fingers crossed, yes, you can get this at 2,800. Okay, so Y291S will give you a 80% off on all the old batches that were started on 1st of November. Clear, guys? So we'll meet again in another session tomorrow at the same time. Okay, and if you're planning to enroll in the English batch, then go ahead, enroll, use the code Y291. There is absolutely no reason to delay your preparation. Okay, so we'll meet again, guys, in the next session. Till then, take care, goodbye, and stay safe.